The following video contains content that may be offensive and sensible to some people. Viewer discretion is advised. This episode is dedicated to those who graduated high school or college this year. Congrats on graduating, and may you continue to do greatness in the world. Alright, this here is SJR 116, Joint Resolution declaring that a state of war exists between the Imperial Government of Japan and the government and the people of the United States, and making provisions to prosecute the same. All in favor say aye. All opposed no. And with that, the resolution is passed. War has been declared on the Japanese. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode of our Congress series. Obviously, today we are talking about the 77th Congress that was in session from 1941 to 1943. Yes, several things. 1. The video is in black and white. 2. Yes, there is a parental warning at the beginning of this video because of, once again, the background. Yeah. And number 3, we're still celebrating graduates. So it's still the same as it was last week. However, you get to see the parental thing up until Wednesday when you will no longer see it. Unless I make a video about something very controversial. Also, you're probably wondering, why am I wearing my Class A? Well, it's Memorial Day. And I just got done doing a parade. Let's see here, like, about an hour or so ago, give or take. And, oh, wow, I'm already getting notifications, okay. But anyways, you guys know what time period this is. I mean, I kind of actually explained it in the last episode on Thursday, but, you know. Which, by the way, you will see me wear my Class A again later on this week, so stay tuned for that. So, how many sessions were there in this Congress? 2. In the House, we have 440 members. Yeah, we got 5 more. Which I think this is the only time in American history where the House was more than what it actually is currently. I think. Not positive on that, though. The Speaker is Sam Rayburn, who is a Democrat. In which, in turn, we have 267 Democrats, 162 Republicans, 3 progressives, 1 American labor, 1 farmer labor, and 6 vacancies. Again, when I have abbreviations written down on here for American labor and farmer labor, it makes me think, oh yeah, Alabama and Florida, because, you know, those are the state abbreviations. AL for Alabama and FL for Florida. But that's besides the point. Jumping over into the Senate, we have here... we have 96 members, but we have 2 Senate presidents and President Pro Temporees. So let's jump over into the President of the Senate. Again, it's the Vice President. They're all Democrats, so don't worry about, you know, what party are they. But yeah, they're all Democrats. We have John Garner and Henry Wallace as the president and serving their respective time. Again, they're both Democrat. And the President Pro Tempore, we have Pat Harrison and Carter Glass, who are both Democrats. Which in turn, we have, let's see here, 64 Democrats, 30 Republicans, 1 independent, and 1 progressive. And on a funny side note, the way how I have my, points and party membership, it says drip, because I go by, whoever has the most over to who has the least, and then vacancies goes on after that. So yeah, I have drip right now for the Senate, which is kind of funny. But anyways, what happened in America at this time? Well, as you all know, the day that will live in infamy happened during this Congress. That's right, December 7th, 1941. The Empire of Japan, or, yeah, you get the point. The Empire of Japan attacks Pearl Harbor in response of a U.S. trade embargo of oil. Yeah, because we were giving them oil during the 20s and 30s. And to a lesser extent, yeah. The next day, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, or FDR, I almost said Franklin, I don't know why, but anyways, asked Congress to declare war on Japan, and did, with an overall vote of both houses of Congress at the time, 470 in favor of war and 1 opposed, which eventually brought the United States in World War II. However, in a sign of friendship with Japan, the Nazis declared war against us several days later. So yeah, that's how we got involved in both the Pacific theater and the European theater. Speaking of which, remember back on the, what was that? The 6th of May, which we talked about World War I? And how I was going over the votes of each house and overall for each of the 5 declared wars that we had. Well, how about we revisit them one more time, just that way we all, are all on the same boat. So, the first war, the War of 1812, happened in, obviously, 1812. Yeah, some historians aren't really the best at when it comes to naming wars and conflicts and stuff, so they just go with that. Anyways, in the House, the vote was 79 to 49. In the Senate, it was 19 to 13, which means overall 98 were in favor and 62 were against. Second, we have the Mexican-American War, which happened in, I believe, 1848, I want to say. Yeah, it was 1848. Yeah, sometimes I get my own times wrong, but, you get the point. In the House, the vote was 174 to 14, and in the Senate, it was 40 to 2. So, the overall for the Mexican-American War, it was 214 in favor and 16 against. Spanish-American War, which was back in 1898, which we talked about. Oh, let's see here. We talked about that last month, I do believe, right around this time. The vote in the House was 311 to 6. And the Senate, it was 42 to 35, which overall, it was 353 in favor and 41 against. So, sorry, I'm trying to read my own handwriting. World War I, and this was the, when we first declared war on the first country, which was Germany, the German Empire, or the Second Reich, again under the very awkward Kaiser, Wilhelm II. Wait, isn't it Wilhelm since it's a W? No. The letter W does not exist in German. Therefore, when you see a W in German, it's actually a V. Yeah, I know, it's weird. So, yeah, it's weird. But yeah, if you want to know why, learn German. Not me. World War I, which we talked about, let's see here. Oh, 3 weeks ago, again on the 6th, when we were in the front porch. But now we're up here upstairs. So, yeah, it's a new spot in up here. Pretty sure, I don't know if we've been over here before. But anyways, when we declared war on Germany in World War I, in the House it was 373 to 50 in the House, and in the Senate it was 82 to 6, which means overall it was 445 in favor and 56 against. And that brings us to today's episode, World War II, when we declared war on Japan, and yeah, the fact kind of gave it away in a way. In the House, it was 388 to 1. Yeah. One person voted against war in the entire Congress, but we'll get to that in a moment. In the Senate, it was unanimous, 82 to zip. Which means, as I said earlier, the overall vote of going to war against Japan was 470 to 1, which is ridiculous, but also kind of interesting. So, that's all I got for now. Sorry this episode's kind of long, but I kind of want to reiterate on that. Which, by the way, speaking of which, I am planning on talking about every single war America has been involved with in the future, so stay tuned on that. I will post more information about that as soon as I possibly can. That's all I got for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Happy Memorial Day. And we'll see you all tomorrow for 78. And also, men and women of our country, past and present, thank you for serving.